and I just practically blasted through this little poem segment, even though it kind of took me a long while, because as I thought, the words did scramble again. The words scrambled all over the place. Some of the choices I had were brand new, but it was practically a lot of the same that in terms of how many times Sayori, Natsuki, and Yuri has been jumping. Only this time they were kind of waiting a lot longer because I was looking at all the words I picked. Little did I know that all the words would be changed, but I guess that's what I get for not actually saving after doing the poem, but what can you do? Lesson learned. Anyway, I remember what the last word I picked, and the funny thing is, they're both right here. So I'm just gonna go with one of them. I'm gonna go with peace, only because, why not? And again, Natsuki is the last one to jump. Oh, and I also know that I could barely hear myself when I'm talking, so I lowered down the music a little. I lowered down the volume a little, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Hi again, Brandon. Glad to see you didn't run. Glad to see you didn't run away from us. Nah, don't worry. I wouldn't run away. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for coming. Thanks for keeping your promise, Brandon. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on! My keep deserves it in the slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between Monica and manga. Manga is literature! I agree with Natsuki. Of course, to everyone, literature is basically a book, like a book. But I agree with Natsuki. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Brandon always gives it his best. As long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be jealous. I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Brandon are... the both... well... bleh. How come? You and Brandon can become good friends too. Well... you see... Sayori... As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori... Uh, me? Um, not really. Don't be shy, come on. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, Yuri, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So, there's that. So, any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah. I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Then again, I actually even started this stream without even doing an introduction. Well, I did, but like a very quick one. Anyway, so what happened yesterday? My computer somehow shut itself off. I hope it doesn't do that again. Because apparently, since it did that, the voice, well, the sound from the first video of 2 yesterday was completely cut off. So, I don't know if it's just the beginning of the game or something, I don't know, or if it's just possibly just me. But what I'm gonna plan to do someday, I'm gonna record the entire first section and then upload that recording to YouTube at some point. When? I have no idea, but I know where the sound came up to, so I have to jargon that at some point, but just gonna continue on from here. Yuri just gave me a book. I have no idea what the book is, and we'll see what it is. It's a short read, so a lot of things are short reads, like mangas, and can't really say kids books because kids books are super short reads. But anyway, let's continue on. Now that everyone is settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time, I feel bad for distracting her from reading. Wait. I mean, considering what I picked yesterday, I have no idea whose route possibly have taken, but considering the route, considering the picks, the choices I did in this poem, did that somehow spontaneously took me on Yuri's route? I have no idea. I have no absolute idea. You know what? I got a question. From the poems, when the characters bounce for choosing whatever word fits their liking, does that mean that the amount of times the character bounces is the set route you're gonna take? Like, leave that in the leave me an answer in the comments below to tell me if that's what I'm actually doing, if I'm on Yuri's route. I don't know, I'm just gonna continue on. But that's just a question that to have answered from you guys who's played the game before me. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. The music changed. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. Notice me, senpai! Anyway, I had to do that. Yuri noticed me! I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and now our eyes meet for a split second. Like just now, because I just stared at her. Anyway. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Gomenasai. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. Oh, she's looking at me now. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Huh? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... That's not what I meant. I mean... I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. No. Retake. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's very engaging, and it's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. This book is titled Portrait of Markov. I must be on Yuri's route. If I remember from MatPat's video, the second video, basically when it starts from the first video, basically the video was like, don't trust Yuri or something, I don't know. And all that video talked about was the Portrait of Markov. So, question to self, have I spoiled a lot of what is gonna happen to me? I'ma say no, because I don't really consider, like, I mean, not if MadPat, if you are watching this, I'm not saying your videos don't spoil too much things, even though you do say that they can contain spoilers. But me personally, I spoil myself if I watch actual gameplay or of these types of games. So, have I spoiled myself in terms of Yuri's full-on route? No. But in terms of her book, then yeah. But it's not like it's a major thing. So let's continue on. There's an ominous looking eye symbol in the front cover. If someone has the funniest idea just for this moment in the video to just put the X-Files theme, as I read, there's an ominous looking eye symbol, I will highly applaud you for whomever does the X-Files theme on this segment of my video. And I will comment on your video, whomever does it. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give it away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. A what? And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story. So that dark turn came out of nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Brandon? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri is into those things. Into the horror. She's so my god, that's a tongue twister. She's so shy. She's so shy. I dare anyone to say those 3 letters 4 times very fast and see if they don't get tongue twisted. Even just by me saying it out is twisting my tongue. She's so shy. Okay, now I got it. And there I go again. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kinds of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonists, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. Those eyes. Those adorable eyes. But but I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. Wait, what? But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So, oh, okay. So, basically, she's saying that she has this problem that when she's so deeply into books that make you change your perspective about certain things, she'll literally forget that she's talking to someone, and she'll end up like talking as if she's in her room, like describing the book or wondering what to say to someone who asks her about the book. Basically like talking to yourself, or like pep talking yourself or something like that. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I'm talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Oh, she's smiling. That's true. And also, I hope you guys can hear me when I'm like voicing Yuri, because she is like a shy spoken person, and I did turn the volume down at least much to hopefully that when I hear it myself, I can hear myself talking as Yuri. But if anything, if you guys are hearing without headphones, then possibly that's gonna be the issue for you guys trying to hear me voice Yuri. But if you are hearing with headphones, then you practically can hear me. Just don't blast the volume too high in case something immense happens. Because even I won't know. Just thought I'd let you guys know. Well, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to. Uh, what are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Well, Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book and I had put... Oh, okay. I had a feeling that she was gonna, like, snatch it back. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright. It's fine if I sit... Alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah, it's fine. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just, I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. Excuse me. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry, I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, do you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. Oh my god. Is it me, or am I feeling a full-on tsundere feel with Yuri? Like, as far as the types of deres there are, thanks to my good friend Dante, if you are seeing this, I know 3 deres now. Yandere, which is, of course, I mean, if you have no idea what yandere is, you literally type yandere. High chances are the first thing you see is Yunogasai. The first thing you ever see when you type in yandere. Or even a Google search. You type in yan and it says dere Yunogasai. That's possibly the only thing you're gonna see. There's Yangire, which is basically a person who kills without feeling. So like, basically Kurumi Tokisaki, any of the girls in Higurashi no Nakukoro ni, and I think just about it. And then there's Kudere, well actually 4. Then there's Kudere, which, thanks to my friend Dante, Nikki from Honey Pop is practically that. And there's Tsundere, which is what I'm feeling from Yuri's perspective. Tsundere pretty much is like a character who has a love interest in the character, but they're very shy to say or actually do something about the said love interest. But anything, like Yuri, I'm rambling on. So let's just continue on. Yuri, you don't have to apologize too much. It's okay. Daijoubu desu. It's okay. My god, that blush. Yuri definitely needs a hug. She definitely needs a full-on hug. My goodness. I mean... It's okay. Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then I hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to open the book. To hold the book open. I guess that makes it kinda difficult to turn the page. Here. I'm sitting with Yuri! Okay, I really must be on Yuri's route. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book. The book between her thumb. And her forefinger. So basically her pointer finger. I do the same with my right arm. I was about to say with my own arm. On the right side of the book. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb. Slides her thumb after it flips it to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Now, for my long pause right there, to those who are saying get your mind out the gutter, that's not what I'm thinking. I just took a long pause because I just happen to know that she's completely staring at my character, who is basically me. Even though it does say, are you ready? One other pause that came to mind was D-Generation X, when you say, are you ready? And I could go on the entire long route, but I'm not, because I want to keep this going. So anyway, are you ready? Huh? To turn the page. Oh, right, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Like, not that it's because I'm sitting next to a really cute girl or anything, but damn it, Brandon, get your mind out! Get your mind off of the situation, just continue the book! I just got a bit distracted for a second, Yuri. My bad. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. Yeah, this is the perfect game to play for this month. So it would have been even greater if I played it on the 14th. On that particular day. Anyway. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Huh? That's okay. Oh, she's smiling! My goodness, her smiles, her face, her everything. It's too moe to handle. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, it's exactly that reason. I mean, if you're patient with me, then I'll be patient with you. Till the end of time. Wow, I literally said a pickup line. Anyway, let's just continue on before I get more pickup lines in my head. Arigato gozaimasu. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. So then I just sit in silence! Reason why for that, I'd always hear my brother listen to that song, so... Does that mean I'm a fan? Not entirely, but just so I just sit in silence. Always comes up if I ever think of something that has to deal with sitting or doing something in silence. Even so, turning the page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as it catches under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of... Did I really just say that? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like, she's afraid she'll do something wrong. Now, for this, I like to say one thing, but I will clarify that I'm not picking on Derpy. But only because reading like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. Oh wow, I am a full-on brony and I forgot what Derpy says. It's in the line of something wrong, but... Oh, I didn't mean to do anything wrong. No wait, it was something like that. Something that has to deal with doing something wrong. But, wow, I can't believe I forgot what Derpy says. How funny. But anyway, let's just continue on. It's not like I can see it. It's not like I can see into your head or anything. But they're kind of reminiscent in some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remained silent for a moment. But, Brandon, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that... Well, wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I'm an idiot. I'm such a mean idiot. I guess I more meant... Okay, at least I'm thinking something right. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. That blush. That just calls for like a cute little screenshot of Yuri. It just does. It does. It does. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. Gee, Monica, way to jump in. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Wait. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. Yeah, 'cause she was gonna say something to me, Monica. Anyway. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on the top of her thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read with you? To me, honestly, that sounds me saying, or would she prefer I only read it with her? Sounds like a date. So I went from Doki Doki Literature Club to somewhat being in a Data Live simulation. Only that Yuri is not a spirit. She's an actual girl. I mean, Toka, Kotori, Kurumi, and Yoshino, they are they are regular girls, but they are spirits as well. Origami is the only one who's an actual human being, but basically she's part of the AST task force. Anyway, I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Let's see, I wrote 2 poems, Monica. Right as I finished my stream yesterday with whomever's route I was possibly taking. And just not too long ago, knowing that I have taken Yuri's route. Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I can really find much inspiration since I couldn't really find much inspiration since I never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Let me guess who I'm gonna share with. I'm gonna share with Yuri, am I? I can't wait! Sayuri and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayuri's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Oh. Okay, I guess I'm not sharing with Yuri. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Oh boy! I actually do pick. Okay. So... this is gonna take me some time. I'll be back in just a little bit. I just have to change into something. And whomever's thinking something, get your heads out the gutter. But anyway, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna change it to into my work clothes, since I do go in within the next hour. Well, since I do leave within the next hour. So I'll be right back. And I am back. So, who should I share my poem to first? It's a good question. Well, I mean, I believe like we're gonna share with everyone, so... Or does it only let you choose once? Well, I was just with Yuri. I kinda wanna see what Yuri would say. Also, I kinda do feel like I should save at this particular point just to see what everyone else would say. I'ma do that. I'ma save. Okay. So that when I like actually pick out from the obvious other points, I could see like what I get from everyone else. But I kind of want to share with Yuri. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. Or I believe it actually will let me choose everyone else afterwards. But okay. I can trust her opinion to be fair. Well, as Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Huh? What was that? Wait, what was that? Did I say something out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. My god. She is just so freaking adorable, my goodness. He's going to hate me. You know what? It's not really like much of a whisper, but I guess I'll like voice it out. But, you know, I'll just do it. I'll just redo it again. He's gonna hate me. You okay? You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Huh? I guess you're right. What am I getting nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? You use your imagery and metaphors. Oh, your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? What's the huge... Wow. That's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Excuse me again, just really... Well, well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She places her finger along the words. She places her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical on new writers. And having been thorough, yeah, having been through that myself, I kinda learned to pick up on them. I think my god! Tongue twisters galore today, my goodness! I think the most noticeable thing I recognize is in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Yeah, she sounds like an expert. No thanks to my botched tongue twisting. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example. And hold on. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you a valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased though. Biased? How? Well, you'll see. Never mind. Now, if anyone wonders why I skipped over well so quick, because, I mean, if you think about it, if you say chances are the next thing you're gonna say is, well. So yeah, there's that. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine, Yuri. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny, but also very cute. I can't say this enough. That face! That adorable face! After all, it isn't supposed to be... After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Click outside poem area to continue. Oh, okay. Huh. I'm gonna read her poem! Yay! Ghost under the light. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. The amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the taste of time. The test of time. Where'd I get taste from? I have no idea. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickens, I flicker back. Wow, that's quite the poem. So, what do you think? I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. Terrible? That's amazing handwriting. I'd even applaud it right about. You know what? I'd applaud it. Seriously, that's beautiful handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But you took a long time to read. Two reasons for that, Yuri. One, I mistakenly said taste instead of test. And two, I kinda want to express how your words are in the poem. Huh? But, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Huh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Brandon. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to go off the past. Oh, unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't thought of it like that. That's impressive. Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too. So, nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Brandon. Me too. Okay, so it does let me choose everyone. Okay. That's cool. That's really cool. I get to share with everyone. That's pretty cool. So, I want to leave Monica last. I want to leave Monica for last. So when it comes to being Monica or Natsuki or Sayuri just being left, that's where I will save it to continue from that point. So, I'm gonna do eeny, meeny, miny, mo in my head. So we're gonna believe Monica's not there. And if she ends up becoming a sentient being within my computer just because I said I'm gonna pretend Monica's name isn't on the list, then by all means I'm gonna be somewhat afraid of my own computer. Anyway, Natsuki is next. Huh? Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like it was bad. It just didn't invoke any emotions. So, basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it or anything. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, and so can cars. But anyway, this is an animal poem, so... Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Wow. I did take a English writing class once, and I think we talked about poems. Or was it a speech class? I don't remember. But we did talk about poems and the different types of poems there are. Like there's haiku, and there's the poem that literally goes with the first letters of your name going down. I forgot what they call that poem. But any one of you guys that know poems way beyond just haikus, then me, because that's all I can remember haiku. I believe this is a haiku, but for any poem experts out there, please don't badger me if I am massively wrong at that thinking that this is a haiku. Just kindly say that this is not a haiku, or this isn't what a haiku looks like. Just let me know if I thought wrong and mistaken a haiku for something else that this poem is. But I personally think it's a haiku. And it's a nice haiku. It's like an animal haiku. It's short little bits and pieces of what you know, actually goes on. That was nice. Yeah, I told you you weren't gonna like it. Thing is, Natsuki, I like it. W- Nani? What? Just be honest. I am being honest. Why are you so convinced that... Oh wait, it's me that's talking. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing is ri- thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems to express? Bleh. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style won't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, I like when it's easy to read but hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can really be disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Aw, look at you smile. Look at that cute little moe face. But the other nice thing about simple writing, is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up a rhyming poem. So that's a rhyming poem, and I'm sure there's a name for it, but I just don't remember what name it is. Like I said, like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on the purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something today. Didn't expect the youngest one here. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old someone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Otherwise, I'm gonna get bee-slapped in the face. Next is Sayori and Monica. If I have a good feeling that it's gonna basically make me want to... If it's gonna automatically go to Monica last, after showing Sayori, then pretty much that's where I will save it. Literally when it gets onto Monica. So, be back in just a bit, just a little second. That was my HyperX thing just clicking against itself. Excuse me for a minute. Next is Sayuri. Hi, Sayuri. This is a good poem, Brandon. Are you sure this is your first time? Of course it is. It's not that good. Am I that kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. Normally you're the kind of guy who would play Normally you're the kind of guy that would do so much of his automotive Mopar type of things. I don't know. Those things you do very late at night. Normally you're that kind of person that does so much of this Mopar stuff. Looks pretty cool. You're learning about cars and all that stuff and everything. That's so cool. But I guess you're right. Oh, and you're also the kind of person that plays Geometry Dash way too much. That demon level looks pretty hard, that space locked one. Gee, you have to tell everyone? Not, Sayuri? But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it so seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the... Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the classroom, in the club room. Well, of course. I mean, it's not like Monica pretty much hyping me to do it, or anything. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Brandon. Deep down, you're not so selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayuri. I'm not sure if Sayuri sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her, and all. Yeah. And I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here too, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold on to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Well, let's see about it. No, we'll see about that. Dear Sunshine. Well, okay, that's a good start. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you kissed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. That's a perfect ending. I want breakfast. Wow, that's too funny. Sayuri. This is just a guess, but Did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. Why am I being a jerk to Sayori? Why? Team Salvado, why am I being a jerk to Sayori? I want to help her out. Anyway, it came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Of course. Yeah, it does. Especially that last line. I knew I was gonna say that! Especially that last line. I made it eggs and toast! Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. It's even worse to be late to school. I get a little cranky. I get all cranky and stuff. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. Oh, this was so much fun! Monica's the best! Yeah? But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever! Well, I guess I look forward to it. Well, I guess that's obvious who I should show my poem to next. I believe it's quite obvious who I should show my poem to next. You know what? I have 7 minutes. I'll go to Monica. Hi, Brandon. Having a good time so far? Yeah, I am. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. But I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, wanna share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. That stance. Don't worry, Brandon. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that will all blah! Why am I twisting my tongue so much? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Brandon. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep someone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Like all these past Mopar modules I've been doing so late at night. Do some in school, finish them off at night, end up nearly pulling all-nighters, like finishing like 3 or 4 in the morning. But for what it's worth, it's gonna be so worth it sooner or later. Aha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked out anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's so full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, but allowing people to get something out of it by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all their all the nonsense. It can take years of practice, but which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I love to see you try new things. That's the best kind of way. That's the best kind of... I'm still getting tongue twisted every single moment. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read mine now? Don't worry, I'm not very good either. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not be very good. Well, that's cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. This is a long one. Okay. Oh, Hole in the Wall. Man, do I miss that show so much. Those are some good times. Hole in the Wall. It could have been me. See the direction of sparkle protrudes a noisy neighbor. An egg protrudes. See the direction protrudes a noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No. No. I can't see. I reel blinds like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scored. But it's too late. My retinas. My god, I can't even read poems. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I couldn't see. I reel blinds like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. I have to say, this one's a deep one. Pretty much as deep as Yuri's poem. Like, as far as I was going through, Yuri's was very symbolic. Natsuki was a cute little poem. Sayori was a funny poem. And Monica, like, it just hits you deep in the soul. Maybe not how I read it, sorry, but that was quite the poem. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten poetry popular. That kind of style has gotten poetry popular. Pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. I probably did a botched job. Oh, God! I probably did a botched job of doing that. What was the impression behind this one? The inspiration behind this one? Huh? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? I know where I'm going with this. Not in the game's terms, but myself. You need to have an epiphany! A what? An epiphany! You have to find something within yourself. Like, think of stuff that goes within think of stuff that you truly enjoy. Something you love. Something you're passionate about. Think about it, and you'll have an epiphany. Donuts. That's not an epiphany! Anyway, enough of Simpson joking. I am 10 minutes in until I leave. So let's continue on. I feel like I probably went on for an hour, but whatever. I'll gladly rewatch my own video of how long it's gone. Because I'm sure if I look into my Geometry Dash playlists, they're practically 1 hour long for each video that's in there. Whether it's a completion or a full-on series of my progression of a demon level. I'm sure it's like an hour. Yeah, something like that. I'm kinda nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, but because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better... Maybe after... Excuse me. Excuse me. Maybe after everyone is better with... Maybe after everyone is better with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets so fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make anything. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same point for too long, you'll get a big dark blue puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, I'd say this is a good spot to stop on. Doki. Oh dear God. Okay. So, I'm gonna save it here. So, I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna continue this probably on Monday. So what did you guys think of this? What did you guys think? Did you guys hear me at all for the voices this time? Because I really hope that you guys did hear me for the voices today or this time. Depending on if you're in a different time zone, then it's probably the next day that you're seeing this or the day before that you're seeing this. But basically, I hope I'm doing a good job at voice acting. So if you guys like what you saw, leave a like down below. So leave a like down below. Let me know what you guys think. Wait. So, if you guys like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, answer the questions I left out. Have I somehow taken Yuri's route, or is there things still to be figured out? But other than that, I'm so far enjoying this game. I don't know what's the whole situation of being, this game may be unsuitable for people who can't handle disturbing content, but I guess we'll find out. Other than that, I shall leave you guys and start heading out for work. Hopefully I can avoid seeing anything that has to deal with Black Panther tonight. Cause I really so bad want to see Black Panther. So if I do theater checks, which I feel like I'm gonna have to end up doing, I'm gonna have to do my own tactic and cover my face. And imagine that I am walking through 50 Shades Freed and completely ignore the fact of what I've seen on the screen. Now thinking about it, thinking that can possibly help, but I don't think that would help perfectly. Other than that, let's hope I can not get too involved with the whole Black Panther enthusiasm that the theaters are gonna have. I mean, I do want to be involved. I just really want to see it before I have to spoil myself anything. And knowing that this is a Marvel movie, I know that there will be something at the end, so when it comes time to cleaning it up, I'm staying out of the room and not going in until the movie is literally done. So, yeah. I'll see you guys most likely on Monday for this game. And until then, this is Multi Brandon signing out of the Literature Club, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.